Do you know the difference between on-grid and off-grid solar systems? If not, you're about to find out. In the world of solar energy, these two systems stand as pillars, each with its unique set of features and benefits. On-grid systems, also known as grid-tied, work in harmony with the conventional electrical grid. They are a bridge to sustainability, merging solar power with the utility-supplied electricity. On the other hand, off-grid systems operate independently of the grid, offering a self-contained solution for power generation and storage. They embrace energy independence, making them an ideal choice for remote locations or areas with an unreliable power supply. Both configurations have their strengths and weaknesses, and understanding them is vital for anyone considering a transition to solar power. So, are you ready to explore these two solar power systems? Let's dive deeper into these two solar power systems. First, let's explore the on-grid solar systems. These systems work in harmony with the existing electrical grid, creating a symbiotic relationship between solar power and traditional utility power. The linchpin of these systems is the inverter, a clever piece of technology that transforms the direct current electricity produced by the solar panels into the alternating current that powers your home or business. On-grid systems offer several notable advantages. Firstly, they provide a reliable source of electricity by using the grid as a sort of virtual battery. When the sun is shining, excess energy is fed back into the grid, and when solar production dips, you can draw electricity from the grid. It's a smooth, seamless process. Another key advantage is cost savings through net metering. This mechanism lets you send your surplus solar energy back to the grid, earning you credits that reduce your electricity bill. It's a bit like having a piggy bank that grows with every ray of sunshine. On-grid systems also typically have lower upfront costs compared to their off-grid counterparts. Since they lean on the existing grid infrastructure, there's less need for expensive energy storage solutions, making them a more budget-friendly choice for many. Plus, many governments offer incentives like tax credits and rebates, further sweetening the deal. But, like anything, on-grid systems also have their downsides. They are dependent on the grid, which can pose challenges in regions with unreliable or inadequate grid infrastructure. And if the grid goes down, on-grid systems are designed to shut down too, leaving you without power during blackouts unless you've got additional equipment like a backup generator. Lastly, while they contribute to sustainable living, they don't offer complete energy independence as users remain tethered to the traditional utility grid. While on-grid systems have their pros and cons, they offer a reliable and cost-effective solution for solar power generation. They bridge the gap to sustainability, creating a future where renewable energy is not just a dream, but a reality. Now, let's turn our attention to off-grid solar systems. These self-reliant systems operate independently of the traditional power grid. They're a self-contained solution for generating, storing, and using electricity. The system's heart is its battery bank, storing excess energy produced during sunlight-rich periods for use when the sun's rays are scarce. Off-grid systems offer the ultimate independence in energy generation. By functioning separately from the grid, these systems carve out a space for energy autonomy. They're an ideal choice for remote locations, off-the-beaten-path dwellings, or regions where the power supply is less than reliable. Imagine the freedom of not being tied to an electricity company, of not suffering through power outages, or of not being subjected to fluctuating energy prices. With an off-grid system, you're the master of your power supply. It's an attractive prospect, isn't it? But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Off-grid systems come with their own set of challenges. The most prominent among them is the upfront cost. The need for a robust battery storage solution and the lack of grid-supplied electricity backup make off-grid systems significantly more expensive to set up compared to their on-grid counterparts. Another challenge is the need for careful energy management. because you're solely dependent on the energy your solar system generates and stores. You'll need to be mindful of your energy usage, especially during periods of low sunlight. Also, off-grid systems are generally less eligible for government incentives compared to on-grid systems. Most incentives focus on grid-tied systems, potentially making off-grid systems less financially attractive. Despite these challenges, off-grid systems remain a compelling option for many. They offer the thrill of complete energy, independence, and resilience during power outages. They provide a pathway to a sustainable lifestyle that's entirely in your hands. And let's not forget the unparalleled satisfaction of harnessing the sun's power to meet your energy needs. Despite some challenges, off-grid systems offer complete energy independence and resilience during power outages. Now that we've explored both on-grid and off-grid systems separately, let's compare them side by side. When it comes to choosing between on-grid and off-grid systems, it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. Each system has its unique advantages and disadvantages, and the best choice depends on your specific needs and circumstances. On-grid systems, for instance, are a great option if you're looking to lower your energy costs and reduce your carbon footprint. They offer a reliable source of electricity, thanks to their symbiotic relationship with the grid, plus the ability to earn credits through net metering can effectively lower your electricity bills. And let's not forget the lower upfront costs and potential government incentives that make on-grid systems financially attractive. However, these systems do have their drawbacks. Their dependency on the grid means they don't provide complete energy independence. Also, in the event of a grid outage, they're designed to shut down, leaving you without power unless you have backup solutions in place. On the other hand, off-grid systems offer complete energy independence, which is their standout advantage. They're not reliant on the grid, making them a viable choice for remote locations or areas with unreliable power supply. Additionally, these systems can provide uninterrupted power during outages, a feature that on-grid systems lack. But off-grid systems come with their own set of challenges. Their upfront costs are typically higher than those of on-grid systems, mainly due to the need for energy storage solutions like batteries. Also, maintaining an off-grid system can be more complex and demanding, requiring a good understanding of the system and its components. In essence, on-grid systems are the cost-effective and reliable option for those living in areas with a stable grid, while off-grid systems are suited for those seeking complete energy independence, especially in remote or unstable grid areas. As you can see, the best system for you depends largely on your specific needs and circumstances. So, we've navigated the terrain of on-grid and off-grid solar systems. We've journeyed through the symbiotic relationship of on-grid systems with the traditional electrical grid and the self-sufficiency of off-grid systems. Let's encapsulate what we've uncovered. On-grid systems, or grid-tied systems, work in harmony with the grid, creating a seamless integration of solar-generated electricity with the power supplied by utility companies. They provide a reliable source of energy, offering cost savings through net metering, and are typically more economical to set up. Governments often sweeten the deal with incentives like tax credits and rebates. However, they do have their limitations. They're dependent on the grid, which can be a challenge in regions with unreliable infrastructure. And in the event of grid outages, on-grid systems are designed to shut down, leaving users without power during blackouts. On the other hand, off-grid systems operate independently, storing surplus energy in batteries for use when sunlight is low. They offer the ultimate autonomy, making them a perfect choice for remote areas or regions with unreliable power supply. Power during outages, check, but they're not without their drawbacks. The upfront costs are higher due to the need for storage solutions, and they require a more hands-on approach for maintenance. So, whether you're drawn to the reliability and cost-effectiveness of on-grid systems or the independence and self-sufficiency of off-grid systems, remember, it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. Each has its strengths and weaknesses, and your choice will depend on your personal preference, budget, and location. Solar power is a sustainable, renewable energy source with the potential to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and lessen our carbon footprint. Whichever path you choose, you're contributing to a greener future. Remember, the choice between on-grid and off-grid systems is a matter of personal preference, budget, and location. Choose wisely and enjoy the benefits of solar power. Contact information: Power Greens Solar Energy, Erumathalapio, Chunangamveli, Aluva, Ernakulam District, Kerala, India. Phone 7907173398 and 080726816667. Email powergreensolarenergy@gmail.com.